Oh no. I think it's our first mulligan though. It's like this Academy Ruins curse. Mm-hmm. Have to keep. You are not a blue land. If we draw a blue land sword and then a couple lands, I think we win. Short of those runners, we're probably cold. We can see what our opponent's playing without giving up our own info. That's something. Another storm. Ah, these matchups. Just all mono bad matchups. So even though this deck is great, if this is indicative, or not indicative, representative of the actual metagame where you're playing, whether it's online or, you know, your local store, this might not be the right choice quite yet. But combo never stays on top. Well, combo like this never stays on top for long. So if people are playing balls out like linear combo decks, you can give it a couple weeks for the sort of ebb and flow of metagame shifts to account for the acceleration. And, you know, once that rubber band's back, this is probably going to be a good choice in the following metagame. But if you're going to be playing against Mono Green Tooth and Blue Red Storm, not sure gain 1 life, make a 1/1 is what you should be like striving for. That shouldn't be like your nut. Oh, if I get lucky, I have my mana, a good draw, then I can make. Oh no! I meant to scoop. Ah, I'd have to. Now they know what we're playing. Yeah, then you know, I can make 1/1s and gain some life. I definitely meant to scoop. They sequenced, like, they obviously drew the probe off the Manamorphose so that we knew that they were already going off, and I easily should have scooped to the probe. And they would have seen planes. They would have seen Mold-5 planes. But now they have probably a pretty good idea of what we're playing. Oh, there's a little ripple in reality. I have my green screen set high instead of low, so that I could like stand up and do stuff. But it means that the bottom, the wall, kind of pokes out sometimes. I'll just scoop. The no scoop blunder aside, really not looking forward to this matchup. Do like a light shave instead of the hard shave I was doing before. Probably smarter. Still have 2 slots though. What's Norn probably not worth it. I still have like enough answers to an empty. Plus, I'm not even sure people are supposed to be trying to empty me, because like both of my combos are good against empty. Plus I am blue-white control. Like I could easily have Wraths and D-Spheres and EEs and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's just wrong for them to be bringing it in against me. And then if they do, I still have I still have, you know, 2.5 answers. I keep clicking the Tormod's Crypt when I mean to be clicking the explosives. D-Sphere explosives and T-West for explosives. Still need 1 cut. I don't really want to cut another Thopter Foundry, but I will if I have to. It's like the only card I can see to cut, like maybe a Visions, but this is a matchup where Visions is actually good. You want to cut Visions against decks where you aren't looking for specific pieces. Doesn't feel good, but I'm going to cut another Thopter Foundry. A medium shave. This is like a 3 blade. 3-blade throwaway razor type of shave. Sounds pretty good, but it needs a little bit of velocity. Like turn 2 Thopter Foundry, turn 3 transmute for sword is not good enough. But it might be what we're doing anyway. Another reason that it's not good enough is that Muddle is actually great, and you don't really want to have to transmute it in this matchup, but I will if I don't get a better play next turn. Hopefully they just play Ascension and I can D-sphere it and still get to use my mana. Yes. Come to Butthead. I'm Butthead in that little scenario. It's tempting to get saucy with it and like transmute T-West for explosives, and no, because even then they wouldn't play another Ascension into it. Transmute T-West for Academy Ruins? No, I guess it would just be Muddle for Sword would be my way to spend my mana this turn in the hopes that they just play another Ascension, but always a little wary of letting them have Ascension, because even if it doesn't like stay active, if they just get a couple cards off of it, then de-sphering it does not feel good, because then I'm tapped out, so I don't have Muddle up, and they're still up a card or two. The fact that they didn't have a cantrip on one means I was probably safe to do it, but if they like scoured on one, or even sleight of handed, then I probably would have been more priced into sphering. But since they did stone nothing on one, it's very possible I could have gotten greedy there. Something to consider at least. Especially because, like I said before, this has to be a bad matchup, and I'm more willing to take like high risk, high reward type of lines in matchups that I'm gonna need a huge swing of, you know, sort of win value of EV to make up for the matchup disparity. I'm more willing to be greedy. Like if you're playing a good matchup or even an even matchup, you don't necessarily want to take higher risk lines. See, what are they doing with these empties? Like, I don't even need EE. I can just have Sword. Turns out I have both, but like I legit don't even want to bother getting explosives. I want to just get Sword. But I guess I get explosives because I have Academy Ruins, so I could kill an Ascendancy later on. And because Muddle is more valuable than T-West is, I guess. Doesn't even seem worthwhile, but I suppose this is the point of the empty plan, just to pressure enough to like make me have to do something. But I don't even have to do something. I'm choosing to do something. I should also play it. I'm more likely to get V-clicked than I am to have this get smashed, and even if this gets smashed, then I upkeep Ruins, play it for 0, and crack it. Should definitely be in play. Again, there's a high risk of either of those, but if I get smashed, it's a little annoying. If I get V-clicked and play into it, then it's really annoying. Here's another Ascendancy. I am going to be able to get back my explosives to kill that now. I could also... Ooh. Could also turn Muddle into, like, Purge. I'd like to use Muddles as Muddles if possible. Or at least one of them. And, like, if I'm using one as a Muddle, and the other one, then I only get one tutor. And getting Purge or Disenchant does not seem better than getting Sword and using the explosives that I already have with the Academy Ruins to take out the Ascension. gonna tap my white. Boop. And I'm gonna upkeep it. Gonna sacrifice the Thopter first, obviously. Being capped on blue kind of made this unfortunate that I could never like hold up Muddle, but from 4 cards with no cantrips cast this game, I think it's fairly safe, honestly. Yeah, they're just super flooded. And they invested the few resources they had into an empty that obviously doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna main phase this. Ghost Quarter can represent path or Muddle. If I do end up in dire straits post thirst. Is Colonnade kill faster than finding sword and getting back Thopter? I don't think so. It's also way safer. I mean, it's probably a little faster, but I think it's way safer to do it the other way. S-word of the Meek. Now I get to play sword, hold up, Muddle Path, Ruins. If I had Muddle up, I would for sure just counter this. Because this is all that happens. And countering a Past in Flames is not really good because they get 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, I'm 1 off of just blowing it up immediately. So I should just draw for the turn. And then Academy Ruins, the explosives back. Dispel's a nice one. If I had 1 more mana, I would just blow this up right now. Because it's so hard for my opponent to snowball anything together. Like, if I blow this up, they're drawing a 1 or 2 Past in Flames. Although I've seen lists with 3 nowadays, which is understandable, but also more exploitable from an opposing perspective. Like, if I know my Storm opponent's really relying on their graveyard that much, it becomes a lot easier to play against them and sideboard against them. Serum Visions. Yeah. I'm gonna muddle it. Do I want to path my Thopter? I think I do, because the extra mana is worthwhile on this next turn. I might regret this. It is weird that like earlier I was playing uber safe and now I'm just like, yeah, I'll path my own guy. Like throw away my path and my clock but things have changed. I of course upkeep it. So now I get to blow it up, Counter runes back Thopter. Then next turn, Foundry and Sword and start churning out dudes. Kablamo! Probably could have tapped a lot better. Electromancer! The full punish. Yeah. I guess I just get explosives one more time. Let's do this like a smart person. In case you were wondering, the reason you do it upkeep is so that if they try and do stuff like with the card that you're blowing up, if they start on your end step, then you blow it up in response, and if you blow it up on their upkeep, then they have to respond to that, and then their mana is tied up during their upkeep, doing their fancy things. So they can't get the main phase value out of the Electromancer or the Ascension that you're blowing up. Another Ascent. Oh. Oh no. Just straight up Past in Flames. If I counter this, Past in Flames is put off for a turn, but if this resolves, they have 8 mana, and then a Past in Flames only brings them down to 4, and they play another ritual. And they have like all these Manamorphos and stuff. Cripes. Yeah, I think we just do this. Hope to draw a hard counter. You are really close to being what I want. But I am a mana off of just doing that right now. I can gifts for what is it? Negate Muddle. Negate Muddle. Crypt. If Crypt is in my package, I have to do it now. Negate Muddle. Dispel is gone and wouldn't help anyway. Don't have enough for Cryptic. Nothing else does anything. Yeah, so it's those 3 and then like Snapcaster. And then if I can survive one turn with the counter, then Academy Runes Tormod's Crypt is my savior. Yeah, that looks like my only option. Opponent said, I really like your selection of basic lands. I give him the old Cullen parenthetical. Oh, you get remand? see, negate, muddle, crypt, and then I'm deciding between, my instinct was Snapcaster, but the one remand might be worth it. The thing with Snapcaster is it represents Dispel on this turn and Gifts for Iona next turn. So I think Snapcaster's better. Muddle, negate, Snapcaster, Tormod's Crypt. Gifts piles are tough, man. If you're not experienced with this card, it takes some getting used to. It makes your brain work in a really different way than pretty much any other card in Magic. A lot of the packages now and in Modern are... Alright. It figures. But we have Tormod's Crypt next turn anyway, so... Hopefully Muddle / Snap Dispel is enough to get us through this turn. But in Modern, the cards are, you know, they do the same thing enough that it is what it is, but like you can pretty much use it as Demonic Tutor a good percentage of the time, but in smaller environments, Gifts is really fun to, you know, there's just all this gaming and regaming of like making them think you need X and Y, but really you need either, you know, Y or Z, and you can set up their expectations, and I don't know, cards like that that let you not only theoretically just like destroy your opponent's perception of reality, but then also like win the game because of it. I'm a big fan. And I don't have to use it because Past in Flames has to be flashed back anyway. Maybe I'm supposed to activate it right away because now they can let Tormod's Crypt resolve and then play like a Ritual and a Manamorphose. That'd be a cool line. I definitely should have just activated at sorcery speed. Do I want to upkeep? Like, do I want to draw this Tormod's Crypt one more time, preemptively? 2, 4, 6, 7. If I just draw naturally and draw land... Like, how do I lose this game? Only if I get Past in Flames, right? I have all my other bases covered, I think. Between Explosives and Thopter Sword and Snap Muddle or Negate. There's, what, 3 Ascendancies gone or 2? 2 Ascendancies gone. Not going to counter the Visions. I would have way earlier in the game. In fact, I did, I think. I countered something inane. I think it was a Visions. Top, bottom. Fair enough. Not activated this time. Get my sword out there. And I think I just go Snap Gifts Iona, unless I have to use Snap Muddle or something this turn. Ravings, you got it. Play the land before flashing back Ravings. You got it. Electromancer down. Opponent's probably happy to discard that. Crack the Tarn after. Also a weird timing. Do I have enough mana to just cast Iona? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. One off. So like I could just get Watery Grave and then gifts for all this nonsense, but suppose not. I think Snap Gifts is safer than just Academy Ruins. Like I could have Academy Ruins Thopter Foundry, played that with Sword, and kept Snap Counter up. But I think this is just lights out straight up. Boop, 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 boop. Baloo. Actually tempted to just suit up my Snapcaster with the Sword for value, but this mana might actually be relevant for Academy Ruinsing something back. We are grinding our way through these terrible matchups. Where's the red-green burn, you know? How sick is it that equipping Sword is lethal? You crack one too many fetch, my friend. Hobam. 3. Opponent showed one Electromancer, so I'm inclined to keep paths in. Bunch of Ascendancies, Past in Flames. Did that Empty the Warrens thing again. That is oh so baffling to me. But I really don't think it's worth having like a Wrath or an Elish Norn. No, I think I'll just play it like this. Ooh, so close. So close. I think we have to keep, sadly. Sure. So I'm gonna go Hollowed Fountain Visions. Try and find some land and maybe counter Magia. I really don't like this probe art. It's very Giger-esque, which I guess is a good thing. It's, you know, Phyrexia, but I guess the original probe art is just so ingrained in my mind that I'm not gonna like any replacement art for it, no matter how good or evocative. It's very rare that I end up thinking the newer art is better, which I understand is my bias. It's a pretty normal bias though. So I top that land after drawing another Visions. Kinda hoping my opponent's turn is just Ascendancy. Makes my job real easy. Cool. Thanks, fam. Really don't want to get, like, dispelled or something. This probably has to get Watery Grave next turn, which is going to sting. So I have to go get Watery Grave and then hold up Path, like cast, oh, or cast Path, as the case may be. As the case is be. They're tapped out, so I might want to do it now instead of waiting for upkeep. Oh, this colony coming into play tapped is killing me. I think I just have to hope. The only thing that they can really abuse, well, I could get dispelled, but they could like get a Ravings off for cheap. It's not really that impressive. And this 1 mana is way more relevant than, you know, the info of having your Ascension gone. So with those factors in consideration, I think I'm gonna upkeep it. Just Colonnade, go upkeep Path. Hope to miraculously survive 2 turns to go Gifts into whatever the next piece I need is. Either the land to Unburial Rights or cast the Wrath that I Gifts for. By Wrath I mean, you know, explosives or whatever they... Excuse me. Whatever I had to dig up with Gifts Academy Ruins. With Academy Ruins in play, Gifts does feel a little demonic tutory. But obviously it's expensive and slow, which is why it's fair. But Tormod's Crypt specifically, like I can end step Gifts and then upkeep Academy Ruins it and play it right away, no matter what, which is really valuable. And I can like throw explosives into that pile and then probably Thopter Sword. Alright, we didn't die. Ooh, that's a good draw too. I guess I just pass. Yeah, sure. Oof, Past in Flames. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that gifts pile that I said. And they have enough mana and resources and stuff that I am gonna sorcery speed the T-Crypt like I didn't do the time before. Draw T-Crypt, play it, activate it. I get the Visions also that turn. I think I'm just gonna pay the 3 to get the Watery Grave because it's pretty low cost, especially considering I'm gonna be assembling Thopter Sword with gifts. Oh, they're just going for it now. Excuse me. Alright. Did they play a land yet? Yeah, they played Tarn. So I can let this resolve and counter the ritual. Oh, they get to probe? I don't really want them getting that extra card. I'll just counter it. They saw my hand a couple turns ago. They know about these 3. So I think they were just all in. Hoping I didn't draw a counter in the meantime. Alright, so I have a couple good draws here. Did the Past in Flames go back in the yard? Didn't they flash it back? Oh, they cast one from their hand. Oh. Ew. That is not one of the good draws. Could visions to try and find something, or I can just pass. Hope I don't die. They have one ritual, no Manamorphose. Alright. Pass and cross your fingers. I'm also going to have to play faster with this clock ticking down. For a lot of that game 2, I thought it was game 3, so I was taking my sweet, sweet time. That's probably lights out. No Manamorphose. They definitely tapped wrong. Or no, I guess they have to cycle all that mana in here anyway. So they have to basically hit Manamorphose off of Probe Ravings. 3 draws. That probe was from the hand. No, they did it! That might be game. Down to 1 card, 8 life. This probe still has flashback, I think. Manamorphose doesn't. Yep. And then Visions and Sleight of Hand do are the only things left. Oh, and Ravings, but Electromancer, sure. But that's just set up for next turn, right? It's not enough right now. I don't think. Ravings. Discarding Manamorphose. And then Serum Visions. So they have 4 cards in hand, a Past in Flames in the yard, and an Electromancer in play. So we didn't die, but it's damn close. I can gifts for Tormod's Crypt. Oh, they're grape shotting me. That's not enough. What are you doing? I think I have to just get Iona and hope to peel a land. Or the Tormod's Crypt. Because getting back Tormod's Crypt alone, I don't have enough mana to kill the Electromancer. And Crypt. I can only Crypt and, like, Visions. Maybe that's enough, though. Yeah, let's go for it. Might just lose the time now, but... Ooh, I probably wanted that remand. Oh well. Am I just dying to a natural grape shot for 3? That would suck, because I paid 2 life for this watery grave, I think. No, I didn't. Because I muddled that turn, so I got it for free. If I did have to pay 2 life. F6 engaged. Okay. Just draw. Now I can muddle something or ruins the Thopter Foundry. Ooh, I was F6'd. Alright, I go to 1. Can't afford to muddle it. Natural grape shot. No, still digging. Anamorphose. Still can't afford to muddle it. They bricked. They bricked, yes. Sorry I'm not talking much. I'm intensely trying to grind this out. But I think I got it. Unless they, you know, peel and Past in Flames or something here. No! They didn't even thin. Still not 100% dead, but... God, this was an intense game. Echoing Truth is not lethal. It makes 1/1s and gains life. Did you find the grape shot? Not yet. Going down to 4. Did you find the grape shot? Flashing back Past in Flames to try and cast another probe. Yeah. I love it. I love it. No! They hit it! Oh, brutal! What a sick game. The sickest part is if I went the greed route, where if I just gifts for Iona X, you know, Iona Sword, and hope to peel the land for the hard cast on Burial Rites, I would have hit it, because I ended up going the artifact route, Academy Runes the Tormod's Crypt back, and then playing the Tormod's Crypt, activating it, and playing the Serum Visions, and hit the basic island. So I would have gotten the Iona. Dang, what a sick game.